Perfect. Thank you, Felix, Wilbur, and Edward, for confirming that you have finished reading. I will not wait any longer, so we are going to start right now and answer that question, and then we can call it a night. So this is question number 2 of the same paper, and the question says, Part A says, using Bruce Tuckman's stages of team development, analyze Fiona Caneza's team dynamics and identify Fiona's strategies at each stage. Right. Those of you who have a textbook, you can find Bruce Tuckman under organizational and a team management. I think in chapter number 4. Yeah. So these are okay. No. Yes. So they are 5. They're called stages of team development, and those stages were introduced by someone called Bruce Tuckman. Yeah. Bruce Tuckman. According to Bruce, there are 5 stages that you undergo to form a team. And those are forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. So those are 5. The first stage is forming. From what we have seen in the case study, they say that Mrs. Fiona is leading a team of dynamic software development members, and they are saying that there was enthusiasm at the beginning, and then they went on to say a few other things. So we can only assume that well, before we even talk about Caneza's team, we should simply say that the forming stage is when people are getting to know each other, when team members are getting to know each other. As a leader, you need to be able to support the team members to ensure they know what they're supposed to be doing, to ensure they know exactly everything they need to be doing. So that is forming. Under storming, this is when people's personalities are emerging. And when people's personalities are emerging, there is usually some conflict. Yeah, there is usually some conflict. People disagree. people want to 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 be the ones to lead. People want to take certain positions. They want to occupy some space. And when all of that comes out, sometimes it results in conflict, and some members may even begin to to form coalitions. Okay. And so that's probably another stage that Kaneza's team went through. And it could be the cause of issues, because from what I've seen in the case study, they are saying that conflicts over coding standards and the project ownership soon emerged. So this can be considered to have happened under this stage, storming. After storming, then we come to norming. Norming is when the team is beginning to stabilize. The conflicts are getting fixed. The team members are working in harmony and they are emerging. Okay, so all of that needs to usually happens after the storming stage, because people are now getting to know what they're supposed to be doing, and they focus on that and they accept their position in the team. So this is the stage that Kaneza needs to move the team members. The fourth stage is performing. Performing is a stage when now people actually deliver why exactly the team was formed. This is when people get comfortable and they deliver, and people can now settle disagreements in a mature way. So that is performing. And this is another stage, from I think from what I've seen here, conflicts arise when they are approaching deadlines. Okay. And so Kaneza needs to find a way of dealing with those issues, such as maybe separating tasks and allocating tasks to different members well ahead of the deadline, and doing check-in meetings to make sure that things are progressing, and so on and so forth. And the final stage is adjourning. Yeah, adjourning. Adjourning is essentially when the team is disbanding. Yeah, when the team is disbanding, and usually people feel unhappy because they are disbanding, because they they have they have been together for some time, they have worked together, and now it's time to leave. Okay, now so those are the 5 stages that Kaneza's team is expected to go through according to Bruce Tuckman's team development. Now, the next question says, based on the provided project plan, illustrate a Gantt chart, determine the total project duration, and advise management on the final project completion date. Now, I'm going to get an Excel sheet here, and try to attempt this question together with you. And I want you to follow me. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Okay, so this is, please let me know when you cannot understand what I'm doing. So I'm going to do a Gantt chart, and this is the table. A Gantt chart is a diagrammatic illustration of a project to determine the duration of the project and the sequence of the projects. So usually the best thing to do is come here and say this is task, and we have A, we have B, we have C, we have D, we have E, we have F, we have G, and we have H. Maybe let me yeah, H. And so let's say the project, they said, so we're gonna do start date, and end date, and then we say duration. Yeah. So the duration is, so 133. I'm copying the duration from the question paper. Oh no. Two, 3, 2. 3, 1. So they said that the predecessor of task A is none, which means this activity, this task here, started on the 1st of June. So this is the 1st of June 2025. Okay. Just a second. Yeah. So if this took only 1 day, then we simply say this was completed the same day. And then the predecessor of B is A. So for B to start, A was completed. which means B started on the next day. And so what we do, we get the day on which A was completed, and we add the duration here. So that is basically it's activity A ended on the first, so B started on the second. And then it took how many days? 3 days. So we get this plus 3. Actually, we can say plus this duration here. So on the third, on the second, on the third, on the fourth. Actually, this should now be, so that is second, third, fourth. So we should actually be doing -1. Okay. Yeah, because it's second, third, fourth. Then activity C, the predecessor is B. So what do? We say that B ended here. We simply add 1 day and we say it started on the 5th. What do? We simply get this plus this. But remember, you just have to count using your hands. The 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then the predecessor of D is C. Same as E. So we simply come and say C ended on the 7th. So we simply add 1. Same here. Okay. How many days? 2 days. How many days? Okay. Activity F, the predecessor is D and E. So we are going to choose the one with the highest, with the longest period. D and E. So the longest is 10th. So we simply get 10th and we add just 1 day, simply to say that is the day after the 10th. And then we simply get this. I think I'm just gonna copy this. All right. And let's go to G. G, the predecessor is F. So F completed on the 12th, so which means this is going to start on the 13th. For H, the predecessor is G. And when did G end? G ended on the 15th. So we're just simply going to add 1 day and say this activity will begin on the second day. Sorry, on the day after. So this is an important activity. Once you have done that, you know that the first day of the exercise is the 1st of June and the last day is on the 16th. So which means you need to have here to come here on the horizontal, on the vertical, on the horizontal axis, and start with the first day. This is the first day. And then you simply have to add 1, okay, because you have to have all days from the 1st up to 16th. So the last day is 16th, which is the last day we have added here. And now what we are going to do is we're going to simply say all right. So we're going to simply shed and say we can simply come here and of course the experience is going to be different when you are doing it using your hands than on a laptop like me. But then you have to shed, simply shed and say, so this is here. Yeah. And then B is from the second to the fourth. So which is here. C is from the fifth to seventh. So here to here. D is from the eighth to ninth. The ninth. E is from the 8th to the 10th. And that's here. That's here. Okay. And then F is from the 11th to the 12th. You simply come here and do this. G is from the 13th to the 15th. And the H is from the 16th only, which is this. And with that, we have made what we call a Gantt chart. Yeah, so that's a Gantt chart. Yeah, so that's how you do a Gantt chart. Any questions before I exit this? No questions? Okay. So that's a Gantt chart, and I wanted to basically show you the answer from ICPAR. And it looks more like this. Okay. Okay. Now remember that the project duration is obviously 16 days because it's from the first to the last day. And the project will end on the 16th of 25th. And that's, for now, that's the end of our class today. We of course, we didn't have a break, so this is why I'm giving the last 30 minutes as a break. Remember that on Friday, same time, we will have another online class. And then on Saturday, we are going to have another class, which will be physical at 1 p.m. at the University of Kigali on Saturday. So I will see you all on Friday evening, Friday 6 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your evening and the night. Yes, Ansh, you have a question? Okay, bye.